Persona 5, though, luckily, is a lot easier to max out all social links in the playthrough, and there are people who, like, defend that and are like, oh, the game expects you to play the game again. Like, I understand that, but, like, first of all, they're Persona games. Persona games are very long. I personally would want to get the most out of the characters in my first run, because not everyone has time for other playthroughs and etc.
There are 3 of them. Strike first.
Second of all, I always like to at least be able to do all the optional, or, well, not optional content, but like all the content in the game to a reasonable degree.
That's it. The enemy is
down. Let's finish. You'll fall by
So,
my
yeah.
hand.
I much prefer the way 5 does it, where it's doable. Not easy, but doable to do it on your first playthrough. Because I know in my Royal playthrough, I got the Platinum Trophy when I did Royal. Like, I don't think I got the Platinum on my playthrough, but I maxed all the social links out during my playthrough. The only, like, trophies I needed to get, like, after the playthrough were, like, the Reaper, which I didn't know how to do at the time, and then I just, like, did it on my own because the playthrough was already done. And I had to, like, load back a save before the end, etc. Down this way. Alright, no teleporter, so I'm just gonna keep moving on until the game gives me one. How you feeling? Don't push yourself too hard. I like, don't want to fight more than I have to at this point. Like, I'll fight if something's in my way, but, like, I'm perfectly fine level-wise, I think. Oh, there's a teleporter. I'm actually gonna take it. What on earth? Solid Castle? Is this Palo Sand?
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Is it a Gen 7 Pokemon? I'm so behind on Pokemon because I don't really play Pokemon anymore.
It's weak against 2
When you
enemies
say.
left.
I summon thee. I failed to finish it off.
I won't lose. Electricity doesn't seem to work on it.
Kurachan defeated an enemy.
Such persistence.
Electricity doesn't seem to work on it.
Only 1 enemy left.
Wait, let me just get lean on Sib. What am I doing? Oh, yeah! My personal belief is a game expects multiple playthroughs to get all the content. The game should be shorter so players can dedicate the time. Yeah, I mostly agree with that. They don't have to be shorter. Like, I do agree that I think if a game is short, I'll give you an example. I'm not really like, I think Chrono Trigger's a good game. I don't think it's like great. I'm not like one of the people who's like, oh, Chrono Trigger's the best game ever. Like, I think it's a solid game. It's a little overrated. I don't think it's like amazing, but I also really don't I don't hate the game. I think it's a good game. But I'm also not like of the firm belief like, oh, it's the best game of all time. But Chrono Trigger's a good example because Chrono Trigger is like a pretty short game, but it has like multiple endings, and that encourages other playthroughs to see those endings. I only played Chrono Trigger the once. I would like to replay it sometime though, because like there are like 13 endings in that game, and it's also not very long. So that's a good example of like a game that's like it's meant to be short because like it's meant to be played to see the different ending routes. So the game doesn't need to be short, but it does help. Another example is like Tales of Xillia. Xillia is not really a short game per se, but it is like one of the shorter Tales games. And there is a Jude and Mila side, but that's like fine because like Jude and Mila's perspectives don't have enough differences to replay the game a lot of times. Like, you can honestly get a good enough understanding from Jude's playthrough. Play Jude's story first, because Mila's story first is like a nightmare. But that's an example where, like, if you like Zillia, you can play Mila's story just to get a better understanding, but, like, you don't need to. Or, like, Star Ocean 6 with Raymond and Leticia. Again, like, obviously it's a complete story, but, like, also, you don't need to play both to understand the gist of the story. It's just, like, added enjoyment, and if you like the game, you can go for it. Yeah. Trying to think of other games that are like short. Scarlet Nexus is also pretty short. I'm not like Scarlet Nexus is like a fine game. I'm not the biggest fan of that game, but like that's also a relatively short game because it had 2 campaigns in it. 13 endings, my goodness, I didn't know that. Yeah, Chrono Trigger has 13 endings. It's got nothing on Star Ocean 2's 87 endings. Oh, dude, Star Ocean 2, there's another example. Claude and Reyna's story. Star Ocean 2 is a lot more dynamic because you can recruit different characters. With Jude and Mila, it's just like perspective swapping. You always get the same 4, but like Star Ocean 2 is a great example. Star Ocean 2 is a pretty short game. Like, it's not that long. So Star Ocean 2 is like a good way to like revisit the game with Reyna or Claude. But yeah, Star Ocean 2 has 87 endings. Yeah. I can look at Fusion really quick. I think we are leaving the Velvet Room for... Or not Velvet Room. We're leaving the, what's it called? We're leaving the, Tartarus for today. Meteorama, please. Recarm Sexy Dance Mabufu. Honestly, yeah, I think Lean Sid has, done her job well, and we'll have Parvati. I like Parvati. I remember her from SMT5. She was the classic waifu that helped me beat, Lamu, was it? That boss that the third, like... I think Lamu was its name. The big, like, ugly freak of nature in SMT. It was, like, the third big boss in SMT5. Also, we have ice coverage for when we don't have Mitsuru. 87, feel like I'm dreaming. Yeah, I don't know, like, some are probably, like, with that many endings, there are probably some that are, like, so similar, but, like, yeah, there are actually, I never actually witnessed all those endings, but, like, there are, I've read, it's like a trend that there's 87 endings in the game. In Star Ocean 2. Titania. Titania is, like, not as cool as Parvati, so we'll keep Parvati. Kurama Tengu, this is a classic. I love the Tengu family in SMT/Persona. Also, rank 10 Hermit, that'll get me a lot of points. Dude, I really wish Portable added, or at least this remaster, I wish they added skill inheritance. There's no reason they shouldn't have. That's just lazy, IMO. At least for this remaster. Like, come on. Hey, just whatever. I don't really care. Just give me Kurama Tengu. I like the Persona. Never finished Star Ocean 1 and 2, but I played them. I feel like they're not on my alley, especially how easy they feel. Star Ocean 1 is, like, a fine game. It's the first one. It's dated. Especially in the story and, like, the backtracking. I can't wait to revisit Star Ocean 1 because I only played it once, and I want to do all the Star Oceans, obviously, because people like watching Star Ocean playthroughs. I don't know why people want to see me do 4 so badly. Like, it's a fine game, but, like, there are better games out there. But anyway, Star Ocean 1's, like, fine. It's the first one, so I'm a little easy on it, but, like, it is dated. Even the PSP version, like, the story is kind of dated, and, like, there's some other stuff. Mostly the story and the backtracking. The backtracking and the story are, like, really dated. Those are, like, 2 worst things about it. Backtracking especially. But it is kind of short, so I'm a little easy on it. Star Ocean 2 I like. It was my second It was my second favorite Star Ocean until 6 came out. Now it's my third. I like the story of 2, and I also like Claude and Reyna, but, like, I can agree that the gameplay is, like, not as good. Because I think my recent Star Ocean 2 playthrough, I was kind of, like, not as crazy about the combat. I thought the combat was fine, but I got a lot more annoyed. I got a lot more annoyed about the gameplay when I replayed it. But everything else about it, I was like, yeah, it's still a good game. But the gameplay, my opinion, kind of soured when I did my replay, when I did my Redux. Dionysus. Yeah, it's fine for now. Actually, wait, Triangle. I want to see Triangle fusions. Yoxini. Not level 50, though. Yo, it's the Golem from SMT5. You know what? Yeah, give me this. Star Ocean 3 is a good game. I like Star Ocean 3. I can... People ask me, like, yo, is Star Ocean 3, like, it's a great game? Like, is it, like... It's not even, like, one of my favorite games. It's not even in my top 10 or maybe even top 20. It might make a top 20 list if I were to really think about it. But, Star Ocean 3 is still really near and dear to my heart, and I really do like it. All things considered. Bad, terrible ending and meh story aside, I do really like that game. It is also, like, my most successful playthrough ever, so I owe it that much. I mean, I liked the game before that, don't get me wrong, but that playthrough is definitely the biggest thing on my channel. No, undoubtedly it's the biggest thing on my channel. It's the most popular one, like, no question. Gigantic Fist. Star Ocean 3 is not even in my top 10 or top 20. I don't even know if Star Ocean 6 would be. I would have to play Leticia's side to see if Star Ocean 6 is in my top 20, because that's my new favorite Star Ocean game. But I feel like until I play Leticia's side, I won't have a definitive, like, is it in my top 20 or not. Because I have my minor gripes with 6, even though 6 was a good return to form. Alright. Good stuff. Anyway, I was talking about Star Ocean 1 and 2. Star Ocean 1, again, is the first one. I give it some slack. It's like a fine game. It's better than 4 and 5. Because it doesn't have the insufferable characters of 4. Mostly the problems with it are, like, it's dated. Even the PSP version, it's got some annoying backtracking. So honestly, I don't blame people for being like, I played 1, never finished it. Because 1 is probably, like, the hardest one to finish, because it's got a lot of backtracking, which can easily turn people away. I think it turned me away at some point, and I had to go back to the game to be like, yeah, I gotta finish it. And I did, but, you know. And 2 is, like, a pretty good game. But, like, I can understand, like, the gameplay is kind of also dated. Honestly, the gameplay in 2 is, like, probably the weakest thing about it. It's October 20th. Oh, hey, this is, like, a cutscene, I'm assuming, because of the music. Gone High School, Classroom 2E.
Okay, class. I know you've been busy lately, but you all remember to do your homework, right? Just because you're not taking a literature class next year doesn't mean you can blow off classic lit. Hey, are you listening to me?
What's wrong, Fuuka? You look kind of down.
I forgot about this chick.
Huh? Talk to me. Tell me what's bothering you.
It's about Aragaki-senpai.
Oh, pretty shocking, huh? Never seen him at school, but I've seen him around town. I wonder if he really did get caught up in some kind of crime.
Some things you can never get back. I know that from all the things that have happened with my parents. I've sort of been avoiding the question, but is it okay for me to go on like this?
Parents, huh? I can relate to that. But you'll be okay, right?
Don't you want to give your classmates a proper goodbye?
Huh? What's going on?
Hello everyone. I know it hasn't been that long, but I feel like I've made some good friends. I'll remember each and every one of you, even after I transfer. Thank you. How's that?
Transfer? What?
I completely forgot about that chick. Oh, we have more cutscenes. Guggun High School rooftop.
You're a weird one, you know? The biggest bitch in the school is leaving, and you feel sorry for her.
You're transferring? And you didn't say anything?
Fuuka, this girl locked you in the gym.
It's not like telling you would have changed anything. Why make us both depressed? Anyway, my dad's pretty sick, and they say it'll take some time for him to recover. We don't really have that much money, so we can't afford to stay here. You know, I still think you're crazy for being friends with someone like me.
I'm glad we agree on something.
But, like I said before, we're both in the same boat. My parents act like I don't even exist. I hate living at home. That's why I was so jealous when you moved into the dorm.
Natsuki-chan.
But, Fuuka, your house is nearby and your parents are pretty normal. So why'd you move?
Huh? Well,
If you don't want to tell me, that's okay. But if it's something that you and your folks can work out, then do it while you have the chance. It'll be a while before my dad's in any condition for us to have a heart-to-heart. What am I doing? This isn't what I wanted to talk about. You know, Fuuka, I used to think that every day was just the same. And I'm only saying this because it's you. But you don't get any second chances in life. If you accept the way things are, then they'll never change.
Natsuki-chan.
This is the last time I'll see this view. I won't be in school next week because I'll be packing, so guess this is goodbye.
No!
It's okay. Everything will be all right. Come on, don't give me that look.
But...
Hey, I'm not helpless, you know. I've changed a lot since I met you. I'm gonna try and figure out what I really want now. So, I hope you do the same.
what I really want. I used to try and please everyone. I was afraid of not being liked, so I did my best to fit in. But I never really thought about what I wanted.
That is so like you, Fuuka. Well, I say, if they don't accept you for who you are, then screw them. But I like you, even if you don't like yourself.
Natsuki-chan.
Well, better get going.
Alright, goodbye. Yeah, without looking back. Fine by me.
Natsuki-chan. Huh? My cell?
Yo, what's up, Raptor? Welcome to the stream. How you been? Been a hot minute. Risei much better. Yeah. Risei Futaba definitely better navies. I don't really like Fuuka's like fine. Like I don't really hate Fuuka, but I also like don't really love her. She's kind of there. She's like a fine character. She's not like insufferable like Junpei and Yukari can be, but like she's also like not super standout. Definitely like weakest Navi character. Fuuka looked at the message she received on her cell phone.
Natsuki-chan?
Even if we're apart, we'll still be connected. Very Kingdom Hearts. We can always talk, right? Thanks for everything.
Natsuki-chan. Even if we're apart, we'll still be connected. It all makes sense now. I've always been so worried about how others are feeling. That's why my power allows me to stay connected with them. I guess there is something I want after all. It makes me happy to see everyone else happy too. So, I want us all to remain friends. The power to connect people, even when they're apart. My persona has given me this amazing gift.
Oh, this is your persona evolution. I was wondering, like, of all the characters, I don't know, I was wondering, hey, how are they gonna do... I forgot the Navis get evolutions. Alright, you do have a really cool persona. I will give you that. Juno. Interesting name. It completely slipped my mind that
There you
Fuuka...
are.
Don't interrupt me. it completely slipped my mind that Fuuka needed a persona evolution because, like, you know, the Navis, like, you just kind of forget, but obviously that makes sense.
Why? Did something happen?
It is surprising to find you on the rooftop.
We were just wondering what you were up to.
Everything's okay now.
Okay?
I've made up my mind. I'll do as much as I can with my power. For my sake, as well as the sake of others.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess that was sort of random, wasn't it?
Are you sure you're alright?
Alright, that happened. Pretty interesting that Fuuka's still friends with that girl after, like, the whole second moon incident. Well, whatever. They just need a way. I guess they needed something for Fuuka's persona to evolve by.